Hey guys, so in today's video we're going to be doing chapter 8 and 9 of The Artist's Way. I've been sick and also just busy, so that's why I didn't post them separately, but we're just going to post them together to get them out the way. Chapter 8, it's about recovering a sense of strength, and chapter 9 is about recovering a sense of compassion. And I'm not going to be doing summaries this time, just because it's been a while since I've read both chapters and I have a terrible memory. So I'm gonna get straight into the tasks for each chapter and then go into my artist dates. All right, so for the task for chapter 8 is the list your ideal day. And then we're gonna move on to chapter 9. So I feel like my ideal day would be getting up early on a weekday and having the day off, because you can get more things done on a weekday compared to the weekend. So I would get up on a weekday, have the day off, get to have a slow start to my morning, drink some hot tea, maybe have a bubble bath, have a decent breakfast because I never have time for breakfast. I always get up at 5 a.m. to get to work on time. So I would probably have like some waffles, some bacon, and maybe like some spicy sausage or something, or maybe some soup, because I really love having soup in the morning if I have time. And while I'm eating my breakfast, I would probably watch some anime, catch up on some anime. And also recently, Tubi, they added old school cartoons to their network. So I would probably watch some old school cartoons if I'm not watching anime. So after that, for my ideal day, after I've had my breakfast, I'll probably go on a nice morning hike or nature walk, depending on the weather and how I'm feeling. Do some sightseeing, listen to a podcast while I'm walking, just to burn off what I just ate and just move my body. If I reach a nice spot, I might do some yoga, take pictures along the way. If I see anything nice, like some flowers or a lake or some swans or something, I might call my best friend, talk to him, catch up with him, because we talk once a week because we're in different states. I just feel like my ideal day is a soft life, peaceful day. So if I'm not outside hiking, snacking, or thrifting, doing some shopping, then I'm probably just having like a self-care day, just really taking care of my skin, my hair, my nails, and making sure I'm presentable, because throughout the week I don't really take care of myself and I always wait until the weekend to do maintenance. And I'm trying to get better with doing maintenance throughout the week so I don't have to play catch up during the weekend. But I would say that's my ideal day, just a nice, soft, peaceful day. Now for the task for chapter 9. The first task for chapter 9 is priorities. List your creative goals for the year, the month, the week. My creative goals for the year, what I wrote was go to con. So I need to go to at least one con this year. Go to Ren Fair. There's plenty of Ren Fairs this year. I've never been, but I do want to dress up as a fairy or a fae. I do know, I think in April, it's either April or May, there's Black Fae Day. So if I don't go to the Renaissance Fair this year, I do want to have at least like a Black Fae Day meetup in my area in Virginia. And I already bought some fairy wings. So I think the last thing I need to do is get the outfit to go with the wings and I'll be ready. Learn to apply lashes. I've been struggling to learn how to apply lashes. What I'm wearing right now is a Methio cosplay from Pokemon Horizons. He has thick bottom lashes and I just drew them on. Hopefully you guys can see, but I do want to get to a point where I can actually glue on lashes and not struggle to draw them on. For the year, I also put learn how to do better makeup, because each time I do my makeup, it takes me hours, y'all, and it shouldn't be taking me that long. So I just wanted to get more confident with that. Learn to layer hair, so learn to cut layers into wigs for cosplay. This one's very blunt right now. Finish cosplays, so all the cosplays I've bought, I want to finish, like actually complete them and take photos in them. And the last one is take more photos. So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm a retired photographer, and I still have my camera, I still have my equipment, and I think I've been craving being around other creatives, other photographers. So this year I would really like to find more photographer friends to hang out with and maybe do a collaboration or a photo walk. Just do something creative with them and not just always do creative projects by myself, because sometimes I feel like it would be nice to have someone help me take my photos so I'm not struggling to get a good angle. So I would be willing to do a trade with someone if they were in my area, or they could help me with my cosplays, like take my photos, I take yours, or something like that. And I did find a photo group in Virginia, but unfortunately, like, each meetup costs money, and I don't understand why, if we're just meeting up to hang out and take photos together, because I found a photo walk and I guess it was affordable. It was $50, but I just didn't feel right having to pay $50 just to meet people in my area to take photos together or just walk around with our cameras. Like, you're not teaching me how to use my camera. You're not teaching me how to take street photography photos. We're just hanging out together. So I shouldn't have to pay to hang out with someone, if that makes sense. And I did used to go to Street Meet DC. I think there's a Street Meet in every major city, like Street Meet LA, Street Meet New York, or whatever. But DC is pretty far from me, so I can't go that often. But when I did go to that, I did meet some cool people. It's just, they're all the way in DC. I'm not going to keep driving to DC to see someone. So I really do hope I can find like a photography meetup in Virginia where I don't have to keep driving 3-4 hours or drive to another state just to be with other creative people. So fingers crossed I can find some other photographers to hang out with. Creative goals for this month, the month of March, I put complete bunny cosplay. April is Easter, I believe. So I want to do some sort of bunny cosplay for Easter. I'm not sure if I'm just going to do a random bunny girl or Mirko from My Hero. But I already have some bunny ears that I bought. So I just need a bunny suit and I guess a wig to go with whatever character I'm going to do. So hopefully this month I can figure that out. The next thing I put is complete clay sculpture. So for my artist date for chapter 8, I wanted to do some clay sculptures, but it got held up in the mail. I have the clay, but the tools, they got not lost, but they got delayed in the mail. So I'm waiting on the tools to do the clay so I can actually sculpt them. And I'm planning on doing some fruits basket clay sculptures like they did in the anime and manga. So I might record that. It's my very first time doing it, so it won't be a tutorial, just be like a show and tell. So I guess you guys can look forward to that whenever I do it. I also put edit videos. I have been recording the process of me doing some cosplays, and they're not complete yet, so I can't really finish editing the videos until I complete the cosplay. So I just need to, I guess, finish editing whatever I have already, and then I guess edit the rest as I record it. And the last thing for the month, I put practice makeup. So basically practice my cosplay makeup. I've been struggling to get my foundation and blush right. I have blush blindness. I know, you guys. From my last couple of videos, I'm like, oh, that's a lot of blush. Because I was trying to copy how I did my 02 makeup, and I never recorded how I did it, so I've been trying to replicate it and I haven't got it down. So today I was like, I'm not going to be heavy-handed, so it's not as much as my past few videos, so I think I got it down. But yeah, I need to calm down with my blush blindness because I've been just placing it all crazy, all heavy, and I need to calm down. So I think I did it good today, y'all. Let me know. But yeah, practice my makeup for when I do cosplays. The weather's starting to get a little nicer, so I might try to start doing makeup and, practice it before going to work and see what my coworkers think. But like I've said it before, I get up at 5 a.m. So I'm not sure how well it's going to look or if I'll even have time, but I'll try. Maybe every Friday I'll try to do my makeup for work. Creative goals for this week, I put take photos. So I'm supposed to actually be taking photos of this cosplay this week. I'll try to do them today. We'll see how I'm feeling. I also put read more. I don't want to keep buying a bunch of books and switching between books to read them, because then I kind of get like scrambled up and confused. So I think I want to finish The Artist's Way first, even though I'm rereading it, and then start reading my other books. And actually, I have been reading a lot of manga recently. I really love romances and slice of life, but I think right now I'm reading Yakuza Lover. I like it so far. I've been reading Taimon's B-side. It has a long name. In the title it says Bean Counter, but it's basically a slow burn of some yaoi lovers in a different world. He was reincarnated in a different world. I'll put it on the screen somewhere because I can't remember that long name, but I've been reading that. For the next task, it says creative U-turns. All of us have taken creative U-turns. Name one of yours. So the first one I put, it says not wanting to be on camera. And I've let that get in the way for a long time when it comes to documenting my creative process, whether it's with cosplay, photography, or roller skating, because I do know I want to do some roller skate videos. And I was also thinking about doing either yoga or gym videos, but that was when I had a gym membership. And I'm really not sure what it is. I feel like I've mentioned this before. I think it's just a mixture of camera shyness and not wanting to be perceived. Also, I'm not a talkative person, so whenever I am doing these videos, it's kind of like I'm forcing myself to talk, because usually I'm a listener. I'm not a yapper. That's kind of how it was when I was streaming for a short time. I found myself struggling to figure out what to say if nobody was in the chat. And also why I don't know if I'll stream again unless I have like someone that I know will be there each time. That's something I've really been struggling with and working on, is being on camera, forcing myself to record videos. Another thing I wrote down was being anemic, being sick. So that also goes into it. I'm anemic, so sometimes I just get really tired easily. And I do take supplements. I take iron pills, and I do eat. I eat foods that are rich in iron. But it's like each time I get off work, I'm really tired. And during the weekend, I only have 2 days off, so I do try to do content during the weekend. But I just can't control like when I have low energy or when I'm feeling sick or when I need to let my body rest, which is why most of the time I feel like I do better when I'm just recording the process of my creativity and not showing my face. It's easier to do faceless videos. But I was talking with one of my coworkers who's also trying to get into TikTok. She was mentioning how more people are willing to watch your content if they see your face, because I feel like with some people, based off like how they look, their aesthetic, people think, oh, I would be their friend, or I could see myself being their friend based off how they look. And I think I am guilty of that, like judging a book by its cover. I'm trying not to do that as much, but I can see how like showing your face can benefit your content, because your face can draw people in, and then as they get used to you, as they get to know you and your personality, they'll be a long time watcher, subscriber, or whatever. And I think another goal I want to add for this year is getting comfortable on camera and showing more of my personality. And maybe also start vlogging too. I'll add that to my creative goals for the year. And it looks like now we're on to the check-in section of these chapters. So first question, it says, how many days this week did you do your morning pages? Definitely for the 8th week, chapter 8, I wasn't really doing any morning pages. I wasn't recording myself talking to myself or anything. And the week that I did chapter 8, it was the last week of February. And I believe that was when like I had a stomach bug. I know it came from a restaurant, but it wasn't like food poisoning. I don't know what it was, but I just was not feeling it that whole week and then the week after. So I didn't really do much, but yeah, I was not consistent with my morning pages that week. And for this week, for chapter 9, I did do them a little bit, but not as consistently as I was in the past. And I kind of was just doing voice recordings and using it as a diary. A lot has been going on at work, so I've just been mainly talking about work this week, but it was all right. Nothing major to mention. The next question for the check-in, it says, did you do your artist date this week? Have you kept the emphasis on fun? What did you do? How did it feel? So for chapter 8, I did that the last week of February. That's when I bought some clay. I have it right here. So I bought some clay, and as I said before, I don't have the tools. I don't want to do this barehanded. So I'm waiting on the tools to come in the mail, but I plan on making some clay sculptures from Fruits Basket. If you've seen the show, she sculpts the Chinese zodiac animals, and I want to do that. I also bought this mini clay kit of Stitch. I haven't opened it yet, but this one, it did come with some tools, just a roller and just a little stick. So I might do this today, even though I bought it for chapter 8. And I also bought a coloring book by one of my favorite people who makes coloring books, by Camilla. It's Pop Manga Paint and Ink coloring book. So it looks like this. And I think I have all her coloring books except for one. She has some really nice things to color. So I might do this today or whenever I have free time. But yeah, for week 8, I mainly just bought creative things that I wanted to do. And for week 9, which is this week, the week of March 8th, I did this. I did a cosplay. This is Ametheo from Pokemon Horizons. And I've been trying to do this for a long time, and today finally got around to making a video and showing my process. I still have to edit it, but I'm happy I finally got around to actually cosplaying him and doing the makeup and putting everything together. I'm very proud of myself. Turned out pretty good. And I still have time to do other stuff today. So after I take pictures of this, I might go outside for a walk. The weather was warm, I believe, last week, and I just spent last week just outside, sitting in nature, enjoying the sun until this week. I believe it was either yesterday or the day before it randomly snowed and it ruined everything. So that's why I'm inside today, because I just don't know how to dress anymore. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. So I don't really have any plans outside of cosplaying and creating content today for chapter 9. Nothing too crazy. I'm trying to save money right now too. So I don't think my next artist dates will be anything crazy. It's probably going to be things that I already own. But yeah, that's it for the artist dates for both chapters. The next question for the check-in, it says, did you experience any synchronicity this week? What was it? I would say for chapter 8, my synchronicity was just catching up with a coworker. Actually, yeah, we were bonding over nerd stuff because she went to BlurredCon. So I didn't get to go because I didn't have the money for it, but she went and she told me about it, and we were just fangirling about everything that happened. She told me what was going on. She is someone who travels a lot. She does a lot of creative things. She has a very active social life and everything, and I kind of look up to her. So I get a lot of advice and inspo from her, and I guess the synchronicity is just us bonding over anime travel, Afro punk, because we were talking about street style at one point, and she was just encouraging me to be more creative with my looks and makeup. I was asking for makeup advice from her. So that was a synchronicity for the 8th week of the Artist Way. I would say a synchronicity for chapter 9 is me reconnecting with the person that used to do my hair. So I've been just struggling with my natural hair because it's hard to find a stylist that doesn't lie about knowing how to do natural hair. For a while, I kept getting braids, and at one point, someone gave me heat damage when they blow dried it because they put too much heat. So I had to cut off the heat damage. Last year, I kept cutting it and dyeing it because it was getting damaged from the bleach. So I would just cut it, bleach it, make it pink or whatever, and then once it started breaking off, I would just cut it and then dye it again. So that was my fault. And now I'm at a point where I'm ready to grow my hair back out, have my luscious, long, big afro again. And I finally was able to find my old natural hairstylist. She's always booked. It's hard to get her. She's very popular. But I was finally able to get an appointment with her. So I think it was this week. Yeah, this week I booked an appointment with her. She blowed out my hair. She trimmed it. I'll insert a picture somewhere. So my hair was longer than I thought it would be. I thought it would be shorter. And I did need the trim. She always gets like deep in there and does a detailed cut. She doesn't just go across on the ends and that's it. She actually brushes your hair up and goes in sections when she cuts it and kind of gives you kind of like a curly cut, which is why I love her. So that's great for my natural hair journey, my hair growth journey. And that's also why I'm cosplaying this week, because I don't know how to braid, so I don't know how to cornrow to get my hair flat to wear wigs. So since she blew out my hair, it was flat enough for me to wear this wig right now. So that's why I'm cosplaying this week and trying to get as much done as I can while my hair is flat. Because as soon as I wash it, it's just going to poof out and be so big. The wig is just going to float on my head and not look right. So, yeah. But I think, yes, that's a synchronicity for this week, getting back in touch with the old person that used to do my hair and helped me get it long as it was before. So I'm back in touch with her, and we're going to get back on track with growing my hair out again. And the last question for the check-in, it says, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? Describe them. So for chapter 8, it was so long ago. I would just say my issue was being sick. I had a stomach bug, so I was too sick to do anything. I wasn't really in the mood to do morning pages, to talk to anyone, to do anything creative. I just wanted to feel better. But I would also say it probably was my own fault, because usually I always cook my own food. I'm not someone who eats fast food a lot or goes out to eat, but that week I was going out a lot to go to restaurants and stuff. So I believe I sabotaged myself with that one. So now I know I need to stick to my healthy habits, be more disciplined, and not go to any more restaurants, or at least ones that I don't trust. And also just drink more water and move my body. Because another thing I've noticed is, since I do sit down all day at work, it's been changing my body, I guess. Like, I'm not moving around as much, so I'm gaining fat in places I never used to have fat. Even though I'm skinny, yes, like, I'm starting getting a little pooch. So I am looking into either signing up for a new gym, even though like the gyms in this area are terrible. And if I don't do that, I'm gonna have to really push myself to just start working out at home. It's gonna be a struggle, but I really want to take care of my body. I would say for chapter 9 this week, the issues I had were, I guess, trying to talk myself out of doing something, because I was trying to talk myself out of doing a video for this cosplay, and it's probably just from social anxiety. Like, it's already complete and I already have my hair done, so why not do it? I just need to work on my intrusive thoughts, I guess, for this week, because they were very loud. They were trying to keep me from being great, but it didn't work. But yeah, besides that, no major issues this week for chapter 9, besides it randomly snowing and getting me a little sick again once I finally got better. Yeah, that was pretty much it. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to say for chapter 8 or 9. I'm just excited to finally finish The Artist's Way. I don't have that many more chapters left. The next chapter is going to be chapter 10, Recovering a Sense of Self-Protection. That it should be interesting. Yeah, I'm doing my best to stay consistent on here and not disappear for too long. Of course, life is going to happen, but once I feel better, I am going to come back and make sure I update you guys. If I left anything out or you guys have any questions, just let me know in the comments down below. If you guys are also reading The Artist's Way, let me know what chapter you're on, what you're struggling with, what artist dates you've been going on, because I've kind of been running out of ideas. And I feel like for a lot of the tasks, when they ask the same question, I'm giving the same answers. I'm not really going outside the box for a lot of creative dates. So I feel like I just need some ideas. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.